speaking of a tough act to follow, that's pretty intense. I'll keep mine short. I guess my memories of modern are when I first moved to Fargo. I didn't know anything. I still don't, but when I moved to Fargo, modern was like a legend. I'd hear about him at the bar, and like, oh, there's this guy named Modern Man, and he makes art with his blood, and it glows in the dark. And I'm like, so we ended up doing a story on modern, and I was going to go take photos. And I was just like, really kind of giddy. It was like, you can get to meet him. And went to a studio, and it was just like, when I saw the Holocaust piece with blood, I'm from a small town in Iowa, and I was just blown away. I didn't know what to do with it. And then Modern was just like, he just wanted to show you everything. He took you around the studio, and he's like, this is my super secret hiding spot over here by the elevator shaft. But it was just like, Modern is very much, in touch with his inner child. And I love that about him. And it was so great to get to know him. And we became friends, and we got to work on the 1,000 Kisses Say Goodbye piece together. Yeah, separations and all. But and then we actually moved in together. We were roommates for a couple years. I don't know. It was amazing. I mean, it's like living with your best friend and being able to always talk about art. And Modern just knows so much. I mean, he'll sit there and talk about Andy Warhol's life like he knew him intimately, so for me as an artist, not really an artist, but a graphic designer. But that inspiration to have, Modern would go out there and do the stuff that everyone was afraid to do, and the stuff that was really, really hard. And he got sometimes criticism, and he got people didn't know what to do with an artist like Modern in Fargo when we first got here. And that road that he paved made it easy for other artists to go out there, and then it's not so scary, and I can't imagine all the artists that he's fostered into doing, uncomfortable, sometimes not easy, and art shouldn't be easy. It should make you feel something, it should make you think, and it should make you sometimes maybe angry. Maybe, some of those communist pieces, you look at them and you're you feel stuff, and I think that's what, for me, as an artist, what Modern really kind of drove into me is to not be afraid and to go out there and challenge yourself and challenge people with what you make. And so I love him very much. He's a dear friend of mine.
A room full of modern aficionados, and if anyone would like to take the open mic.
Excuse me.
My name's Duke Shepard. I met Modern in about 1978, and I guess my first impression was that you haven't talked about your teeth at all. And when I met Modern, briefly, I was living with a woman back, and he smiled at me, he had a huge diamond in his tooth, and I guess I wonder, whatever happened to that diamond?
I still have it, it fell out.
Oh, God. Modern, didn't you make those things?
I made my own teeth, I make my own teeth.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they glow.
Yeah.
Well, my name is Marjorie Buechner. I live in Minneapolis. I'm a poet, and I love Lynn. I love Lynn Man. I knew him in 74, 75, around there. We used to get together and get drunk or whatever, stoned, on Friday nights with a group of friends, and we had a wonderful time, and I knew he was an artist from the get-go. And I knew him when he had the diamond in the tooth, too. I bought your dragon book, and I gave it to my daughter to read, and she turned out to be an attorney. There you go.
You'll have to excuse me, normally I'm very shy and quiet. I had to come up here and talk about Modern. I've known Modern, like Stanley, since 7th grade. He ruined my life. I used to think of myself as an artist. I spent most of my time in school drawing on my notebook. And then I found out there was a guy in school named, Lee Bruns, that could draw like you could not believe. When I saw this first drawing of his, it was like Superman or something. And the anatomy was perfect. And considering Modern and I were in refresher mathematics, I assumed he wasn't taking anatomy classes. And I looked at this drawing and it was like perfect, every muscle perfect. And basically I quit drawing from that point on and became an admirer of Modern. And I had art class with Modern. And we would literally, Mr. Millette would come out and give us our assignment for the day. And then Modern would sit down and we would all move our chairs around Modern. And sit there all day and watch him draw. And the guy would come out and go, don't you gotta do something like, this guy's gonna be famous, shut up. So Modern would get the work almost done, then he'd ruin it. He'd get it all done, and then he would just destroy it, because that's just Modern. And like Stanley, I could go on and on and on about all the adventures, but what you saw here, it just doesn't do it justice. That Jimi Hendrix, the reason I applauded, it's like, I don't know how to equate it. Stanley and Karen and I might be the only people in this room who have seen it. What you saw today was like going to see the Beatles, and they hold up their sheet music. Because this is not justice. All Modern's work is sitting in a truck in this town, and it's been there for, 4 years. Maybe there's a place in town that exhibits art that can bring it out of that truck. Find a way to show its art. Because I'll tell you, I've been learning that Modern's work for more than years, and all I ever hear is, so how do we get the room dark? Turn off the lights. Cover the windows. This is like the Beatles. I mean, I get very passionate about this, because unless you've seen the Communists and Hitler and Hendrix and all this other stuff that's Modern done, the Lennon.
With the music and lights.
With the music and lights, because everything is a whole piece with Modern. And I've been fortunate enough to be in on all of this almost, and basically between Kit and I, I've videoed most of his life. And like I say, please write your congressman and find a way to get this art out of that truck and into some place that can show it in the dark, because you could fill this place, every floor of it. And to me, it's just a crime that we have to sit and look at pictures of it, because it is difficult to show. But if you saw that Hendrix alone, well, I'm going to say it. The first thing everybody says is, holy shit, because it is amazing. When that light goes out, you could literally read that thing is so bright. And 9x7 and that purple, and Modern would sit on the computer for days researching that glow-in-the-dark paint to find the most new and the most wow. The first stuff we had glowed, 10 minutes, Modern? Now this stuff glows 10 hours. 10 hours. So it's a joy, and it's just such an honor to have known Modern. I love him, like everyone does, and he should be a comedian. And the Supreme Genius is not just a nickname, he is truly a genius. He is the smartest person I've ever met in my life. Really. He's so passionate about Modern now. Like I say, I've known him, I guess we're not 14 anymore. So I've known him a long time, and I can't say enough about him. So give him a big round of applause for what he deserves. He is